I'm Jason McIntyre, and here are my college football picks for week 2 to make you some money. Week 1 started off great. I was 3-0, and then the wheels fell off. Michigan State killed me. At home, could not cover the number because they failed on 4th down twice deep in the opponent's own end. And then came the real backbreaker. Oregon just choked against Auburn, leading 21-6, covering for 59 minutes, and they blew it in the final 10 seconds. Very frustrating, but hey, it's gambling. You get knocked down, you get right back up, place more bets. Let's get started in Austin, the biggest game of the week. Texas, shockingly, are 6-point underdogs against mighty LSU. Listen, I know the sharp side is LSU. The line has gone up from 4 to 5. It's now at 6. I'm backing underdog Tom Herman and the Texas Longhorns. Hook 'em, baby. Tom Herman as an underdog with the Longhorns. 8-2-1 against the number. He's just a great coach when his back's against the wall as an underdog. I like him here. I would not be shocked by an outright win. Yes, this is a very good LSU team. Love the defense. Like Joe Burrow, who was outstanding last week in the opener with 5 touchdown passes. But I just can't go against the Longhorns as dogs at home. Sam Ehlinger should be able to answer the critics. He's taken a lot of heat. People are calling him Tim Tebow. Come on, give me Texas getting 6 at home against LSU. Let's go to Death Valley, where Clemson is a 17.5-point favorite against Texas A&M. Now, everybody loves the Aggies here. The line's come down. It was 19.5 down to 17.5. Everybody likes Texas A&M because last year they only lost to Clemson by 2. 28-26 because they missed a 2-point conversion late in the fourth quarter. However, I like Clemson here. I love them at 17, still like them at 17.5. A couple things, folks. People forget last year, Clemson led that game on the road 21-6 midway through the third quarter. Totally dominating. Trevor Lawrence was a true freshman in his first road game. Since then, what's he done? Oh, he crushed Notre Dame and destroyed Alabama. I think he will be ready for the Aggies at home. And a quick note, okay? Last week, he did not look sharp in the opener. I think he had his mind on revenge against A&M. He was not very good last year. No way to go around that. I think Clemson puts it on A&M and asserts itself as definitely the #1 team in college football. Give me the Tigers, favored by 17.5 at home. Here's your fishy line of the week. Syracuse, ranked 22nd, is suddenly a 2-point underdog at Maryland. Now, something's going on here, folks. Last week on what's called a look-ahead line, Maryland was a 5-point underdog. Now they're 2-point favorites. A touchdown swing in a week is very significant. That means a lot of sharp money, professional gambling money, is on the Terps, and so am I. I'm back in Maryland, favored by 2. Keep an eye on their quarterback, Josh Jackson, the transfer from Virginia Tech. He was phenomenal last week in the opener. The Terps won 79-0. Again, you got to consider the opponent. They beat up on Howard badly. But look at Syracuse. Their offense was anemic against lowly Liberty. I really believe Maryland wins this game outright and could crack the top 25. Give me the Terps, favored by 2 in College Park. Next up, Illinois travels to Connecticut. And yes, folks, I am the captain of the Lovie Smith train. I was on him last week. You guys laughed. I saw your comments. And what they do, they covered with ease. That game was over midway through the third quarter. I'm taking Lovie Smith in Illinois on the road this week in Connecticut, favored by 20. Yeah, that's a huge number. But this was 17.5, then 18. Now it's up to 20. I cannot underestimate how much better this Illinois team is than the last few years. Yeah, they're going to stumble come Big Ten play, but when you get a hot team, you ride them. And this is a fired-up Illinois team. Lovie Smith wants to keep his job. And folks, Connecticut was not very good in its opener, could barely move the football. I think Illinois puts it on them and asserts itself as a team that could crack the top 25 in a couple weeks. Give me Illinois, favored by 20 on the road in Connecticut. And finally, my Hold Your Nose special. The Tennessee Volunteers, who lost outright as 25-point favorites last week at home to Georgia State. I'm taking Tennessee at home, favored by 3.5 against BYU. This is a classic overreaction game, folks. The sky's falling in Knoxville. Everybody thinks the Vols need to fire their coach and the season's over just because of one loss. Let me point out they had 3 unfortunate turnovers last week, led to 17 points instantly, and the game fell apart for Tennessee. I do think this is a get-well spot, and I want you to look at the line move. Tennessee favored by 1. It quickly went up to 3.5. That's not $10 and $20 bets. That's big money on the Vols. I think BYU's just a little bit young. They were anemic offensively at home in their rivalry game against Utah. Quarterback struggled, offense struggled. I think they struggle on the road against a fired-up, angry Tennessee team with something to prove. I like the Vols to bounce back and cover 3.5 at home against BYU. There you have it, 5 college football picks for week 2. And I want to hear from you. Tell me what you like, what you didn't like, and how much money I made you. Good luck, and talk to you next week.